Humidity values, which were super high a few days ago, have fallen off a little bit, still in the uncomfortable category in the mid-60s, but I actually think throughout the day they should be creeping on down, and that will continue into the day tomorrow. So overall, yes, a warm weekend, but not oppressively humid. When it comes to our atmosphere, there's no respect for international or political borders. This has become increasingly apparent in a world more frequently dominated by wildfires. Hey, good evening, Tom. Who said summer was over? We got up to 80 degrees today. Actually, this was only 3 degrees away from a record high back in 1941. Normally, averages are really falling. We should be at 69 degrees. So a bonus summer-like day today. And this week, for the most part, should stay dry. It was hard to find a worse bet, but I gave it to Wednesday, 60 degrees, 6 out of 10. It will be the cloudiest of the days, will be breezy, and if there are showers locally, that would be the best threat. I do not say this lightly. This storm has the potential to be one of the most devastating ever seen across the west coast of Florida. Over a week away from Halloween, but if you're outside, your mind's playing tricks on you. It feels like we're right around Labor Day. I mean, it's 80 degrees. That's the number it got up to in Albany. Just incredible. It used to look like this. Unfortunately, this is what it's going to look like essentially all day long, and that temperature in Troy, 50 degrees, really isn't going to go anywhere. So a cool, raw, and pretty wet day outside.
With meteorologist Sam Coplin.
Yeah, Lara. Well, that feeling that you're feeling outside across most of the area right now is about to change in a big way. Cold front is draped right across the area, so the temperatures we're seeing right now and the humidity levels we're seeing right now are about as high as they're going to get. Record on Halloween is 75 degrees. Some spots in the area could get over the 80-degree mark, so definitely no jackets necessary with those costumes. It will be breezy, and it wasn't baseball weather today, but it felt more like football weather, although we're going to get back to more of a baseball feel into next week with temperatures starting to warm on up. This is a 6 to 10 day forecast. This would go from August 27th to August 31st, and a big signal for warmer than average conditions with a lot of red on the map for the eastern half of the country. How about precipitation? You can see some of that behind me. And eventually, if this holds together, it's moving pretty slowly, but perhaps in about 30-40 minutes, it will be raining at a pretty good rate in Albany. It looks like it could do that in Saratoga Springs with a downpour just off towards your south.
Sam, look at you. How are things going out there?
Look at me, guys. This is a lot of fun. You know, these are a little faster than I thought they'd be. Like, I have my buckle on. Think about major urban, typically Democratic strongholds in swing states like Philadelphia, Atlanta, or Milwaukee, cities and states where recent presidential elections have been decided by a few thousand votes. It's all part of the water cycle, which turns water vapor into clouds and eventually rain, replenishing Earth's water supply. And another option is to get funding as a state or national historic site, but that could take years, so the rush is on to fund and fix the historic Little Red Schoolhouse. Be careful who you say Adirondack around, as it was actually a derogatory term devised from the Mohawk, meaning bark eaters. The name Glens Falls has undergone multiple changes, but it stems from the Mohawk term for a hard place to get around, as the area had a waterfall at the time that blocked the Hudson River. There's Sagandaga, which means land of the waving grass. What did I say? First try. So overall, it's been an excellent season for apple picking, and from speaking to different orchards in the area, they all hold a similar sentiment, which is really just sweet to hear. Reporting at Bowman's Orchard, Sam Coplin, CBS 6. Rightfully so, sleeves rolled up. We're with the Mobile Weather Authority, sponsored by Mohawk Honda. You see some kids over there wisely running through the splash pads. And as Steve talked about, we might not even see our peak temperatures until later on in the week, but ultimately it's the cumulative effect of these high temperatures, the lack of relief at night, and the high humidity that has local leaders worried. Well, hurricane season is just a mere few weeks away, and our ability to forecast tropical entities from their birth to their potential eventual landfall wouldn't be possible without instruments like this. It was so nice the last few days, but you know, what goes up must come down, right? And then it cycles through again. And meanwhile, we got over 6 inches of snow. Well, remember when it was near 70 like a week and a half ago?
It was really nice.
Sam Coplin here with us tonight as we turn to the weather on this July Saturday night, as Eric Church would say in his famous song, and a live look over Saratoga Springs here, Sam.
It feels maybe more like a May to June type night, not as humid as what we've been experiencing for a lot of this month. So temperature is a little more comfortable than what's typical, especially the past few weeks.
It's almost refreshing at this point.
It's almost refreshing. I mean, it's been a hot and sticky last few weeks, and for the most part, that's going to be the trend of the upcoming forecast. forecast, but this weekend we're sort of getting a break from the worst of the humidity.
Great.
Yeah, and that's going to continue into the day tomorrow. So let's hop into that forecast. We went from our Skycam in Saratoga Springs to our Skycam in East Greenbush. Again, still warm, but that wind is coming out of the northwest, west-northwest, and that's helping to usher in at least a drier air mass. Today, though, still hot. 91 degrees was the high temperature in Albany. I mentioned earlier the 8th 90-plus degree day in 2024. In 2023 total, we had 11 90-plus degree days, so it's possible by Tuesday we could actually exceed that mark because I'm forecasting another 3 straight 90-plus degree days, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. The biggest difference between Monday, Tuesday, and for that matter Wednesday is the humidity will be much higher than it is during the day tomorrow. But then finally by Thursday, we'll get cooler temperatures and also lower humidity. At least that's the way it's looking right now. High pressure's in place, so again, that is supplying the drier air. It was this stationary front that was a focal point for some showers and a few isolated thunderstorms earlier, but all of those seem to have fizzled out, and we have dry conditions in place, and we're feeling relatively comfortable. Temperatures are going to fall back into the low to mid 60s. So if you're up in places like the Adirondacks, maybe it's a windows open type night with those lows actually falling back into the upper 50s, but we'll bounce back quickly tomorrow under bright sunshine. Temperatures into the afternoon, again flirting with that 90-degree mark. We'll call tomorrow a 4 out of 5. It's hard to give a day that goes up to 90 degrees a 5 out of 5. That's pretty hot, but we're going to have lots of sunshine and again, no threat of any sort of shower or thunderstorm. So it's a great day to head up to any area lakes, including Lake George. Winds a touch breezy. Of course, keep that in mind if you're doing any sort of lake activities like parasailing, just 5 to 15 miles an hour. Up in Lake George, it's perhaps more so mid to upper 80s. Water temperature is feeling quite warm, though, back up to right around 75 degrees in Lake George. So tomorrow, mostly sunny, hot, but we'll say tolerable humidity, upper 80s to low 90s. The tolerable humidity, unfortunately, is going to be going back to the way it felt for a lot of this month so far by Monday. Hot and very humid. Afternoon storms, upper 80s to low 90s. And with the humidity climbing, the heat indices will also climb. So it's probably going to feel more like mid to even upper 90s. And then that chance in the afternoon, especially of some scattered showers and thunderstorms. On Tuesday, same type of deal, except we might even be a degree or two warmer. Upper 80s to low to mid 90s likely reserved for areas off towards the south. A chance for some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. So until that humidity really drops, I'm going to have to keep that shower and storm chance around Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But I think by Thursday and especially Friday, we'll see those levels of the dew point start to fall back, and that's going to signal much more comfortable days ahead to close out the work week. Tonight, mid to upper 60s, a stray evening storm off towards the north, but that threat has basically subsided at this point. Mostly clear skies and patchy fog can develop late, largely for areas that saw rain earlier. So for most of us, patchy fog shouldn't be a concern. Tomorrow, upper 80s to low 90s. As I said, certainly hot near 90 degrees, but not terribly muggy. Tomorrow night, a milder night with more clouds moving on in. Can't even rule out a stray shower off towards the west, partly to mostly cloudy, upper 60s to low 70s. And here's an early preview for Monday. It's upper 80s to low 90s. So temperatures may be similar to the day tomorrow, but the humidity will be a lot higher, and that will also bring back the chance for some showers and thunderstorms. So here's that 7-day forecast. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday look like the most unsettled periods with temperatures right around 90 by day, low 70s by night. But then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you could see that difference not only with the high temperatures falling back into the low 80s, but by night we get those low temperatures cooling off back into the low 60s.